Hey there guys, it seems like things have come full circle when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows and the massive hate the game has received over the past few weeks. I've noticed a change in tone, with now people becoming more supportive of the character Yasuke, who has received a lot of criticism for his race, sexuality, and what he was doing in Japan at the time. People are saying that he was not a real samurai and that he wasn't what people said he was. So even though Yasuke is a real historic figure, there is still a lot of uncertainty about Yasuke, but people seem more open to the idea that Yasuke will be a cool character. First of all, let's start with who Yasuke was. Who was Yasuke? Not much is known about him. The only time we have any conclusive historical facts is when he got to Japan. Anything before Japan is a blur because nobody really managed to find any information about him. His real name, date of birth, and nationality are still a mystery. So Yasuke really was a mysterious person, and I feel this is why he is a perfect character for an Assassin's Creed game. He was like a ghost. Nobody really knew where he came from or how old he was or his real name. He was like a phantom. And imagine, this is a person who later on became a right-hand man to one of the most powerful people in Japan. How nobody would want to explore his story is beyond me. There's a lot of miscellaneous information about Yasuke, so I will avoid a lot of it because I want to talk about the important stuff. So Yasuke became a retainer when he got to Japan because Oda Nobunaga took an interest in him and was fascinated by Yasuke's skin color because he had never seen a person with brown skin before. So Oda Nobunaga wanted to keep Yasuke, and Yasuke later on was made a retainer, which came with some privileges. But first, let's talk about what a retainer is and the controversial part that most people have with Yasuke. I'll read up about some information I could find about what a retainer really is, and it reads as follows. Samurai retainers are elite swordsmen who remain behind to protect their master's castle from enemy attacks while the daimyo is on campaign. The retainers go into battle accepting death and fearing little, which gives them excellent morale. Accepting death is not the same thing as foolishly throwing away your life. So samurai retainers be wary of threats from cavalry and missile troops against which they have very little defense. As you just heard, it's clear that Yasuke was technically a samurai. Saying Yasuke was not a samurai is like saying that someone in the military is not a soldier. A retainer is just a certain type of rank, and someone who knows how to fight like a samurai and works closely with a samurai should be considered a samurai. A retainer has many duties like protecting the home of their leader and defending their leader like a bodyguard. Essentially, samurai were like the Japanese military back then, and Yasuke was a soldier, and that's a fact. If you don't like that, then go cry about it. The outrage directed at Yasuke has slowly died down, and people have more directed their anger towards the pricing of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which in many cases the pricing really is the only valid criticism. The game aims to bring some old things back like the classic Eagle Vision, as well as bring a lot of new features to the game. I would honestly say that Assassin's Creed Shadows seems to be something new, and I'm waiting for more information about the game because it's still in heavy development, and I feel that people should at least wait for some gameplay before jumping to conclusions about the game. I keep hearing about how people are saying that Ubisoft will make Yasuke and Naoe LGBTQ, and honestly, if Ubisoft knows what's good for them, they wouldn't dare make them LGBTQ, because by the looks of it, people are itching to boycott Ubisoft. I thought that Assassin's Creed Shadows would be the last nail, but level heads have prevailed. I would say that the LGBTQ angle is a bad idea and should be scrapped. I would say that the love interests really shouldn't play that much of a role in the video game. And how in the hell are you going to say that your game is historically accurate when the LGBTQ didn't even exist in that time period of history? So they can't make the game LGBTQ. My question to people is, do people actually want this game to do well? Do people want Assassin's Creed Shadows to be a great game? We need to really make it clear that we just want great video games again. People need to speak with their wallets. If you don't like the game, then don't buy it. Instead of trying to tear video games down, we need to give them solutions on how their games can be better. This is something I had to learn, and if the devs don't listen, tell them you are not going to buy their video games anymore. The problem with video games these days is that even people who know they won't like the game still buy it. The term any publicity is good publicity rings loud in this case, because even though a lot of people don't seem to like Assassin's Creed Shadows, they are still talking about the game, which helps keep it popular. I feel like I have said everything I needed to Assassin's Creed Shadows really doesn't need any more of my attention. The only thing I am waiting for is more information. The number one thing that I and a lot of OG Assassin's Creed fans care about is the modern day storyline and what is going on between the Assassins and the Templars. The modern day is really something that needs to be explored more. With Basim being in the modern day, I really hope they will take advantage of him and the rest of the modern day assassins and the people who are a part of the Assassin's Order. And with that, this is the Chilly Man signing off. I thank everyone for watching. Peace out.